Hey everybody, how is it going today? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about PROGENITY Incorporated, ticker symbol PROG. This thing has been on fire. We made a great trade in this one, so I want to go over that. And then I want to show you another one that I see setting up right now. Okay, well, the first one I want to start off with is PROGENITY Incorporated, ticker symbol PROG. This stock was actually brought to my attention by Robert from the Patreon, so I got to give him a shout out. I appreciate you letting me know about this one. For whatever reason, this stock eluded my scans. Normally my scans will pull out a stock that is making this type of pattern, the thrust up and then the pullback, but the scans aren't perfect, and a lot of stocks fall through the cracks, and well, that's why you got to keep your eye on the market, because sometimes there are good setups that you don't see, and that's what really helps, having those guys in the Patreon. I really appreciate the work that they put in trying to find these good setups, because man, this one turned out to be a pretty decent one. Now, I bought in at this one at $1.55 and sold out today at $2.45. Now, this is a very powerful looking chart pattern, but in this type of market that we've had over the last several weeks, a lot of breakouts, they just aren't running as high as they used to, so I'm starting to take profits just a little bit sooner. Seems like when I am doing that, I end up getting out just at about the right time. That being said, though, this is still a very nice looking chart. Tons of volume coming into this one, so it wouldn't surprise me one bit tomorrow if I wake up and this thing is gapping up again. And if it does that, I might end up getting back in depending on the chart pattern. But as of right now, it's about a 60% gain or so. So I will take that and, just wait and see if a better entry shows up. But let's go to that 15-minute chart and I'll give you a closer look at what we were seeing. Now, of course, PROGENITY had this big up move, and then it had that pullback, and this is when I like to get interested in the stock, is when it's making this pullback, this consolidation. If it can start to go sideways, make a little bit of a rounded bottom, that is the type of pattern that I love to trade. And if you guys are familiar with my channel, you know all about that. But this is what I was looking at. We had this nice little ceiling formed right around $1.50 or so. Let me put a trend line on that, or should I say a resistance line on that, horizontal line, whatever you want to call it. But just walking it forward, I had a buy stop order in at $1.55, and as the stock started to move up, it blasted through that resistance area, stopped me in at $1.55. Now, I don't always put a buy stop in. Sometimes I wait for it to pull back, and if I zoom in a little bit closer, I'll show you a little bit what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'll put in that buy stop just above it, depending on the type of market we're in, or if it takes off without me, I just wait for it to pull back to that support area, and then it'll usually retest that support area and then take off again. So either way, you're buying very close to this support level, so your risk is very low. If this thing ends up breaking down into this area right around $1.40 or so, you know that this area of support has failed. You can take your small loss and either move on to another trade or just wait for it to eventually break out. But PROGENITY did continue to break out. Let me walk it forward here. And I did end up taking profit at $2.45. It just looked like it was starting to get a little bit weak, but these things can turn around in the blink of an eye. They can turn around to the upside or roll back over. So like I said, I'm trying to take my profits just a little bit quicker, because you can always re-enter the trade, but man, your profits can definitely evaporate in the blink of an eye in this market if you're not nimble on your feet. But PROGENITY, just a very nice looking trade, and let's actually get into the next trade. It was another one that we took profit on, or that I took profit on today as well. And that next one is Endo International, ticker symbol ENDP. And I believe this was also brought to my attention by Robert from the Patreon. So he definitely has the hot hand. I appreciate you letting us know everything that you are seeing, Robert. Really helps us all out. And if you guys do want to be involved in the Patreon group, the link is down there in the description. That is only $10 a month. So if you want to know what we are buying and selling in real time, that link is down there. And if you don't mind liking the smash button, it really helps out the channel with the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't already. I like to give out trading setups that I see in pretty much every single video. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe. But as always, remember, I am not a financial advisor. All this is just my opinion. Please make all of your own trading decisions for entertainment purposes only. I'm just trying to show you some of the best setups that I see in the market right now. And getting into this trade on Endo International, let me zoom in a little bit. I've actually been in this one for a little while, a little bit longer than I normally do, but this is just one of them swing trades where the momentum just kept going, so, I stuck with it. But this was the setup, had the big move up, and then it started to go sideways, held on to that 8-period exponential moving average, and then it gapped up. Let me show you where I bought it. Let's go to that 15-minute chart, back it out a little bit. But we can see, it's kind of small now. Now we had that pretty decent size run up. But this is what we were looking at in the Patreon group. It was just moving sideways, consolidating after this big move up. So I was waiting for a breakout. I put in my buy stop at $2.92, and that's where it stopped me in at. So let's follow it forward. There's the breakout right there. But you can see sometimes these things don't come back and test the support area. It doesn't happen every single time, so that's why I've been trying to utilize the buy stop, and I've tried to be a little bit quicker to take my profits. But ENDP just continued to melt up, so I kind of nervously stuck with it. But let me continue to walk it forward. You can see it had a little bit of a pullback, and then it started to consolidate. Again, making another one of these like triangle consolidations. Then it moved up again over $4 finally, and then I got out at $4.15 today. The stock is still looking rather strong. Let me go back to the daily chart here. It's still looking, let me adjust that, there we go. Still looking rather strong. It's well above the 8-period exponential moving average, and it was starting to round out a little bit, so I figured I had stuck with the trade long enough. The longer the stock goes up, the more at risk your profit is. So I took my profit at $4.15, so that's just a little bit over a 40% move. I kind of expected a little bit more, but you know what? I'll take 40% any day of the week. I just thought that ENDP was going to be a little bit more explosive. But, some of them explode, some of them don't. But let's get into the next one. And that next one is FUBO TV Incorporated, ticker symbol FUBO. And this is one that I am currently watching. I do not own this one yet. I'm just waiting for a breakout. And if we zoom in a little bit closer, I'll show you what I am seeing. You see we got this nice little consolidation that was stuck under that 8-period exponential moving average. Then we had the pop up, and this thing has been holding that white line, that 8-period exponential moving average ever since. So I am patiently waiting for the breakout. Now we do have some obstacles in the way. We do have that 50-period simple moving average not high above price, so that could be a problem. That's the blue line, and of course the yellow line is the 200-period simple moving average, but that one is quite a bit overhead. The one that I'm most worried about, of course, is this 50-period simple moving average. It looks like it's going to be able to clear the 21-period exponential moving average, and of course it is already above the 8-period exponential moving average, so it looks like it should be able to clear that 21 pretty easily if we do get a breakout. But let's go to that 15-minute chart, and I'll show you a little bit more about what I am seeing on the chart right now. But as you can see, we got this beautiful inverted head and shoulder pattern, that pattern that I love to see. You got the rounded bottom, which of course is the head, and then you've got the two shoulders on this side, and all we need is a breakout of that neckline right about here. So let me get these things off here so we can see it just a little bit better. I'll put that neckline back. But this is what I am looking at. I'm waiting for a breakout of this neckline right around $26 or so. Call it $26.15. I haven't decided whether I want to put a buy stop in and buy some shares or if I want to buy some options. I was kind of leaning towards some call options, but they are actually quite a bit spendy, a little bit expensive right now. Maybe if FUBO continues to go sideways for another day, I'll buy the Friday calls. They should be a little bit cheaper if another day comes off, and that's the most optimal situation. So it just depends how it looks tomorrow, but I love the way this thing is setting up. I think options is probably going to be the best way to play it. I'll just have to wait and see how tomorrow's price action is, and this thing might not break out at all. So that's why, you know, of course, when you buy the options, there's a lot more risk involved, because if you don't get that breakout, you know, because I like to buy my options just a little bit out of the money. So if you don't get the breakout, chances are those options are either going to be a complete loss or at least a substantial loss on a percentage basis. If I just put in my buy stop order at, say, $26.15 and the thing crashes and it never breaks out, I never actually bought any of the stock, so I don't incur the loss. So of course, that is something you have to think about with the options. But if you buy the call options and the stock does break out, of course, the options are going to pay off a heck of a lot better on a percentage basis than the stock will. So you got that potential upside, but then of course you have the potential risk if you buy the call options before it breaks out. And that's what I like to do, because when the stock hasn't broken out yet, you usually get a better deal on those call options, even though these ones are still a little bit expensive. But FUBO is definitely the one that I've got my eyeball on for the rest of the day today or tomorrow. All right, everybody, that's all I have for this one. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, or if you want me to take a look at any other stocks, please leave them down there in the comments section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.